Jai Hind students. So now let's start with the class, and our today's topic is types of inflorescence. As you know that inflorescence is the arrangement of flowers on the pedicel. So let's see that what are the different inflorescence types are there which we can see. So on the basis of the inflorescence, on the basis of the arrangement of flowers, they have been categorized into two different parts. One is called racemose and the other one is in the cymose. In our class 11 NCERT, we have to study about only these two topics, right? So we'll discuss only these two. So here is the racemose and this one is the cymose type of a flower. The racemose flowers which you see, they are always indefinite in number, means they can be many number, as here in this picture you can see so many, all these red are the flowers. But if you will see cymose, they are having a proper definite number of flowers present. So here as you can see, just definite flowers, few flowers are only here, but here many flowers you can see in this. So this is the one difference between racemose and cymose. Secondly, these flowers are born laterally on the growing point and continues to grow. So the flowers which you see, you can see that they keep on going and continuously, as this part will grow, pedicel will grow, they will keep on growing and growing, right? But in the cymose, it is just fixed one. Flowers are terminal peduncle and terminates to the flowers. So as you can see here, these are the peduncles and these will terminate, they will transfer themselves to the flower and then let it be. Then there is no differentiation in that. So this kind of difference is between racemose and cymose. So now let us see further. Racemose is further on the basis of its division, on the basis of its floral sections, it has been categorized into two different parts. One is the simple racemose and the other one is a compound racemose. If you see simple racemose, you will find that the flowers are born on the unbranched peduncle. As you can see here, a straight peduncle is there and from this only all the flowers are arising. So this is just the simple one, right? So this kind of you can see in the amaranthus. Amaranthus is a very common variety of a wild plant. You can see these purple kind of flowers anywhere where you can see the area is having the wild plants. This is the simple racemose. Whereas if you talk about the compound racemose are the peduncles are branched. As you can see over here, this 1, 2, 3 and 4. This much branches are there, and then further they are again branching, and then they are having their flowers. These red are the flowers. So this kind of a differentiation you can see in them. So this is the simple and this one is the compound kind of inflorescence. Further, if still you want to differentiate more about the racemose and cymose kind of, you can also say that the racemose flowers are arrangement of the flowers in the acropetal form, but the cymose is bipetal, okay, because just alternate you can see them that they have got germinated or they have got born or have developed. So this is the difference between racemose and cymose kind of inflorescence. Now let us move forward and see the parts of the flower. So let's start with this. This is not working actually. As you know that these are the modified form of leaf, right? So let's begin with this and see all the parts. So now here you can see some parts of this flower, and now let us start naming them, and then further on our way we will continue with all its different parts of the flowers. So let's start with this. So these are our parts of the flowers. Let's start with them. Here, as this stalk, you can see this is actually a pedicel which we always talk about. So this pedicel is there and the flower has arisen from here. Now let us start with the different parts of it. This is the one part, pedicel, from where it has got arisen, and this swollen part which you can see, this is called as the thalamus. Alright, so this is actually a swollen condensed part of the flower, and this is very important to play the role to hold the ovary of the flower. Further in this chapter we will study that sometimes the ovaries are above the thalamus, sometimes down below, or sometimes on the mid of it they are there. So the thalamus is responsible for holding the ovary. Further, this green part which you can see, this green part individually it is called as a sepal. But if you will talk, all these sepals which are here, leafy kind of a structure, they are all together called as a calyx. Next, which you can see here, these colorful petals which are meant for the attracting pollinators, these are called as the petals, and if you will talk about all the petals together, they are going to be called as a corolla. Further, if you will move ahead, you will see this kind of a structure which is bilobed. This bilobed structure is actually anther, and this long stalk which you can see is a filament, and this filament is holding the anther, and this is going to be the fourth part of the flower, which is called as the male reproductive part in the flowers. You can also call it as a stamen, and you can also call it as a androecium. Fine, so that is the male reproductive part of the flower. Now coming to this long elongated portion, this is the female reproductive part and is called as either the gynoecium, or it is also called as the carpel. Okay, so you can also call it as a carpel, or you can also call it as a gynoecium. This upper portion which you can see is called as a stigma. Okay, so this is a stigma. On this stigma, anther of the flower, which is the male reproductive part, and is having pollens inside it, right? So the anther is having pollens which are the male gametes. They will rupture from here and they will come over here and land on the stigma. Fine. So the stigma is the female reproductive organ, and here on this place the pollens lie. Now this is added with the elongated portion which is called as a style, and this style gets continued till the ovary section. So this all three things which I have made in a square, they all are together called as a female reproductive part. Either you can call them as a carpel or gynoecium. Fine. So these are the major reproductive parts of a flower, and they all have been modified, and they have got the modification so that they all can attract the pollinators and can contribute for the further reproduction and continuity of the species of the flowers. So further, let's start with the different types of the flowers which we can see now. So the flowers which you can see over here, you can see the unisexual and the bisexual, both kind of a flowers. Unisexual flowers are those flowers in which you can find only one of the essential reproductive organ. Either you can find the males or you can find the females. That is the unisexual kind of a flower. For example, you can see watermelon, you can see papaya. But The bisexual flowers are those where you can find the male and a female, both the reproductive organs present in the same plant. For example, hibiscus or China rose you can see. So this is the different types of the flowers you can see. Further, we'll see about the thalamus. So thank you for watching the video.